One time for your mind. YouTube, what's going on? NeoTeamInfinity in the house. I promised y'all a special guest. Well, really he is, but he isn't. One of the members of NeoTeamInfinity representing and holding down that championship belt over there. My cousin Ace Boone Coon, fellow NeoTeamInfinity member, Big Jones is in the house. Big Jones, tell the folks on YouTube what it is out there.
Yeah, what it is, YouTube. Big Jones coming at you, aka the biggest figure, aka the music archbishop. Play on this.
That's right. And we're talking to someone in particular, and he knows who he is. As always, I got all power in my hands. Look, we just got through playing some Dragon Ball Z, serving this cat up real quick. But in any case, we're about to get on this Dead or Alive 4 right now. Man of my word, Dead or Alive 4. Well, anyway, we're about to take it back old school. The topic of this one, I think I touched on it once before. I wanted to talk about fighting games. Right about now, there's a bunch of fighting games that you could have or you might not about to have. One of the biggest issues right now is this Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is about to drop next Tuesday. And there's people all in an uproar, just ticked off about the fact that they released this game within a year of the other one. And that's a legitimate beef. It really is. But they said that adding 14 characters and rebalancing the game, tweaks and all that they couldn't do it as a download. They had to release it as another disc. I don't know. People saying that Capcom is gouging people for money, but if you're gonna say it like that, is that any different than what they have been doing? How many times have they milked Street Fighter? They've done that forever. It took them 5 games to go from 2 to 3, and then from 3 to 4. Look what we had to go through. 3 versions of that before they went to 4. They have a pattern of doing it. I guess the biggest question is 2 questions. One, are you picking up Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3? And second, is Capcom legitimate in this? If it was too big, was it really too big? But do you think that they plan to do this all along? I'll ask him because he's in the house. Big Jones, we've seen Capcom do this. You think they did it on purpose, or is this legitimate? Like they said, they had to add these characters, and that's what happened.
You said 14 new characters.
Like 14 new characters, all kind of tweaks and new moves, and they say it was too big for a download. But the issue is, did they launch a game that wasn't complete at the time that they launched it, knowing they were going to do this on the back end? Or is this something where they just said, you know what, let's go ahead and add this? Do you think they did it on purpose? They're saying they didn't do that.
It's about making money, so hard to say.
You heard
they put a lot of info on downloads before. We've seen them add whole chapters to the games like Gears, so I don't know.
I don't know. 14.
Let's hope it's not a money-making scheme.
14 characters and all that stuff. Adding Ghost Rider and all these other people. It's a lot. It's a lot to change that. Considering that they had to, once you add them, they had to tweak the game, balance it, make sure the new characters aren't too powerful, mix them in with the old ones, new attacks. I guess maybe it is too big. Hey, Capcom did it with. They also did it with the Street Fighter, but each one of those hadn't been as massive. Like when you went from. They had another disc. When we went to Super Street Fighter 4, we had to have another physical disc. You could download it though, but I don't know. That didn't change it. As much it did, but it didn't. Not as much as this. This is on a bigger scale. It's 14 complete new people. We'll
just have to see. We'll make sure we'll see if they just copy characters. How sometimes some characters are similar.
Palette swap like the ninjas from Mortal Kombat.
Exactly.
Which brings me to another question. Now, obviously, we've already asked, are you picking up Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3? Is Capcom price gouging? Is that what they're doing to us? Releasing games that aren't completely finished because they know people will buy them later. And then I guess the biggest question, we've already asked for what the game of the year is. Skyrim's out. Some of y'all probably already playing it right now as I'm talking to you at midnight. Let me ask y'all the question because y'all played a bunch of different games. What is the fighting game of the year? Now, obviously, we can't count Dead or Alive 4. We're going to play that. But your choices, obviously, this year would be Super Street Fighter 4. I guess we can't say Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Maybe Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi. or
the new Mortal Kombat.
the new Mortal Kombat. Because Soul Calibur won't make it till next year. So, what is you guys vote? If it's me,
Any Tekkens come out this year?
no,
They came out last year.
that's last year.
Yeah.
If it's me, the best fighting game this year I think was Mortal Kombat. They came back big time. They changed everything. They brought it back. I mean, they did something that I didn't think they could do with Mortal Kombat. They made Mortal Kombat from a fun fighting game. They took it to an actual tournament level fighting game. One that put skill in there because they put counters and tweaks and balances to where, before you'd play it just to, oh man, what's the death moves? Just to get through it. But now it's challenging. You're actually trying to put combos together. It takes a considerable amount of skill to play it. And then depending on your skill level is how much you get out of it. You can get more out of it if your skill level is higher than, say, somebody that's brand new. They actually made it accessible for everybody else, but it can get as deep as you want it to. I think this Dragon Ball, we just played that. That's fun. I mean, it's fun to play. But, now Super Street Fighter with all the tweaks, it's really hard to say. But if it's me, my vote is Mortal Kombat. What about you?
Like Mortal Kombat. I haven't gotten to play as much as you have, but, I do like the game. Old school Mortal Kombat fan anyway.
So you heard it right here from two NeoTeamInfinity members. We feel that the fighting game of the year this year was Mortal Kombat. He's undecided on if Capcom is price gouging or not, just like I am. I don't know. 14 characters is a lot. I can kind of see both sides of that argument. Are you going to have at some point this ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3? Because you know that I think everybody's going to, they're pretty much almost forcing you to do it. I mean, they're going to drop the price of the other copy down. Because they're both not going to be $39.99. But here's the thing. Anyone that's played online knows that Marvel vs. Capcom 3 has those irritating lobby, which is nothing but watching two cards go back and bounce around. So, they actually have a real lobby in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. They got a real lobbies with feedback. We can talk, watch matches. People are going to buy it even for that reason, because nobody's going to want to fight and look at those cards anymore. You can actually go to a real lobby.
What I understand is, Street Fighter being a Capcom game, how come they couldn't do it with the Capcom?
Well, because the thought behind that is that Street Fighter launched as a complete game. Even though they upgraded some stuff later, Street Fighter I think it felt more or less complete. It had characters in it before they changed it to when they went to Super Street Fighter before they announced that. That was really, really cool. And then we just had Arcade Edition, but it didn't feel, it didn't feel, I guess, like, I don't want to say incomplete, but when they launched Street Fighter, we know that Street Fighter feels done. They're going to add other people, but if you don't get the feeling like, man, there's something left out, you don't get that feeling. With Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you kind of got that feeling like, man, they left something out here. There's not enough characters. People that I want were not on this game.
They should have known. That's kind of important to the players, especially online players. That having a lobby is, people want to see the fight. People want to see. I know. People want to see other people's skills.
You want to learn techniques and stuff. And the first time we turned that on, even when we were all playing, looking like, what the hell is this? Why are we looking at these cards?
And you hear other people saying, "Oh yeah, we're fighting.
We're fighting. We don't see it. We just see some your cards are fighting, but y'all aren't. But your cards are." So you would think that Street Fighter, since it came out afterwards, and they had a lobby and had everything ready there, that they could have done the same thing again. Maybe they rushed to get a deadline and put a game out there that they knew they could just fix later through DLC. My guess is they put it out there. They knew it wasn't done. I'm just going to go on record as saying that they knew that they didn't have everything they wanted. Because there's just no excuse not to have a lobby. So they knew it wasn't done. But I think what happened was their goal was to add DLC and fix it that way, which is still wrong to gouge just fans for that. But as they started to do that, they realized, you know what, we could add more characters. And then when they finally got that list, they're like, man, 14 characters, adding lobbies, changing this code, this is going to be too big for a download. We can't do it. So I think what happened is they did launch that game being incomplete. That's my opinion. And then when it got to that point, it got so massive that they had no other alternative other than to say, well, we got to do this again. Well, they'll never do this, but what I think would be fair to fans is if they say, hey, we launched a game that wasn't complete, so check this out. We're gonna launch Ultimate. If we can't do it as a download, just tell people, look, we'll sell it to you. Now they'd have to eat it, but I think it would be a step up on their part to show that they care. Just launch that game and just say, hey, we'll charge you $20, $10, $10. And they'll say, hey, we messed it up. Here's 10. We'll charge you $10, and here's this full game right here that has everything on it for the fans that already did it. If you can't do it in a download format, I mean, you owe us something. I mean, don't get me wrong, $39 is not like gouging you, but the fact of the matter is, if they knew it was like that to begin with, they should compensate us. That's how I feel. We shouldn't have to pay for something that they knew full well they were going to do.
So they are going to come out with it for $39.
Yes. Ultimately, it comes out next Tuesday.
Well, so what they're saying, I mean, that might be saying it right there.
Well, which renders the other copy like obsolete.
Well, what I'm saying, that might be saying it right there. If they're offering this game, which is supposed to be a full game, at $39, they're saying that we didn't put out a complete game.
Right.
Maybe they're saying that. Maybe we already know the answer now. But what do the other fans think?
I don't know. That's why we're here.
They're putting it out at $59. They're putting it at $39.
It's $39.
It's obvious that they think,
we'll just buy whatever.
They did us a disjustice.
So, what do you all think? Is Capcom price gouging? Are they wrong for that? Are you still going to pick the game up anyway? Because most of us are. I know at some point I am. He probably is. We're tired of looking at those cards. That's going to happen. And then your pick for fighting game of the year. I mean, let us know what you think. This is NeoTeamInfinity once again. Your man Rod, 19XX new champ. Big Jones, the bigger figure right there. Play on this. Music Archbishop. You know who you are. You guys, listen. If you like the video, please give us some feedback, okay? We ain't just out here talking. We want to know what you think. So let us know what you think about it. Please like, rate, comment, and subscribe to these videos. That gives us the fuel to keep going because more videos are coming. But we need feedback from y'all. Let me know what you think. I mean, it does no good for us just to say it and wonder what the gamers think. You guys are wonderful people, articulate, smart. Let us know what you think on these topics so we can keep going. So remember, like, comment, subscribe, okay, and rate. That's what we're asking you to do. Hit us up on Facebook. We are on there at NeoTeamInfinity. We do have a page. Hit us up on Twitter. We're on Twitter at NeoTeamInfinity. Be on the lookout for our gear. It is coming. NeoTeamInfinity gear is going to be the hottest clothes out there. I'm talking about Sean John level. Okay? We're going to take over the fashion game. All right? Well, please, take care of that. It's good to see y'all. Next week, next video, we'll be covering Rage and what the shooter of the year is. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and tip my hand right now. The next video is going to be what's the shooter of the year. Some of y'all already say, oh, Call of Duty, Call of Duty. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But we're going to give you an unbiased opinion here. Until next time, it's NeoTeamInfinity, my man Big Jones, Ernie, Craig. Peace out, y'all. Keep playing NeoTeamInfinity and beyond.